I got a B plus.
B plus. B plus. B plus again. That's it. Too late.
B Plus Podcast, you fucks.
B Plus Podcast is now available on Stitcher. Download the free Stitcher app today and get access to over 20,000 podcast and radio shows. Stitcher is an award-winning app available on your Apple or Android devices. Experience radio on demand with Stitcher. B Plus Podcast.
B Plus Podcast, back up in your ass. How's it going with my co-host Tyler Burrows?
It's fucking going, man. I kicked the shit out of my neck this morning, so I won't be doing any hard left turns. I'd probably actually be out of the running in NASCAR. Wouldn't even be able to look over, see who's passing me. But other than that, I'm good.
All right, well, I hope your neck heals up. What the fuck are we going to talk about this week? There's a ton on the slate. What do you want to start off with? You got some crazy crap to talk about, I think.
We might as well start with something dark so we can move to a lighter period. I got a lot of dark shit this week.
Some baby spiking?
Yeah. Guy apparently was playing Assassin's Creed 3, and he only ended up getting like 2 years in jail or 3 years in jail. And he got so pissed off playing Assassin's Creed 3, and his baby was probably crying the whole time, And he picked her up and smashed her, and she died. And they found out, he said he had an epileptic fit and woke up on top of the kid. But they found his PlayStation across the room. I'm assuming that was the first thing that was projectile before the kid. What do you think about that?
Well, I just want to clarify. This is not in the United States, correct?
No. This is in England.
You spike a fucking baby and you're going... It's going to be on CNN first thing with...
In the United States, yeah. They'd have sort of a witch hunt-esque. Bill O'Reilly would ride the angry fear at him for a while. And, you got to use that.
But you're saying he didn't actually get a significant... sentence.
No, not really. But I know which part of the game he was playing. I know why he was so mad. That's why I feel like this is the game developer's fault.
Do you feel like you would have spiked your baby if you got to this point in the game? And
I've just all right. Speaking to someone who's destroyed a lot of controllers in their life, I didn't break anything when I played this game. I got very mad. I swore a lot, but I don't remember breaking anything. I've played a lot more frustrating games. I think he must have been pretty upset about other things, probably about the kid.
That fucking... No, okay, never mind. That fucking kid. Anyway, it shouldn't have been crawling there. But that's horrible. It's horrible.
The thing is, they're probably going to... If it happened in the United States, they would have immediately tried to blame the video game.
Yeah, why haven't we heard anything about... Assassin's Creed makes you so crazy.
In Assassin's Creed, you can't kill children or babies, so... And it's about the American Revolution. It's not really...
Has anyone caused a stink and said, listen, This game is so fucking frustrating, it makes you just want to throw things like babies or PlayStations.
Yeah, there's been a lot of video game reviews that talk about how frustrating it is. It's actually... it's not really the best Assassin's Creed game, and there's this part towards the end, which I'm pretty sure he's playing, where you're running through the middle of a town chasing a guy, but there's people all around, so you're constantly bumping into him, and every time you bump into a wall or a crate or a stand or anything, you climb it. And that'll put you that much further behind the guy. You'll instantly desynchronize and lose the mission. Because in that game, you can't die. You're like looking into your past memories to time travel through your DNA. I know, it's fucking insane, right?
Yep. Yeah, I can imagine why. You make me want to spike a baby right now. But, okay, we'll go ahead and talk about LeBron James once again on this podcast. Did you want to go... I heard some interesting things from Pat Riley this week. He talked about Luol Deng, the former Bull, signing with the Heat, and he called it one of the biggest signings in Heat history.
Which isn't true. Michael Jordan was a pretty good signing. Just
to the Heat?
Oh, wait, I thought you said the Bulls. I wasn't even paying attention. Sorry.
He said it was the biggest signing in Heat history. One of the biggest, excuse me. And now you think about all the signings in Heat history. LeBron James, Chris Bosh.
Did Shaquille O'Neal play for... He wasn't in his prime, though, correct? Or was that after...
It was a sign and trade deal, I believe, with the Lakers. If it not, it's just straight up trade. But they definitely signed Shaquille after that, and they won a championship. D-Wade and Shaq. So, point being is he's fabricating horse shit. But I do believe that they have somewhat of a team down there in Miami. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. If they do, they're not going to win a title. I think this is a huge blow for them, but I think we should listen to. I showed you that clip, and let's play that up right now.
Have the inalienable right, based on the rules of the NBA and the collective bargaining agreement, that when they sign a contract and they have options in the contract, and there's flexibility, they have the right to pursue those options and think about those options. And whether they stay the way they are or whether they opt out, then we'll know what we have to do. But I don't take anything away from what LeBron had to say. He has to get away and he has to think about it, like I used to think about it, back in the 80s. For give me a week before I can be coherent with my thoughts, okay? And a week from now, I'd probably talk differently than I'm talking today. But yes, he has the right to do whatever he wants to do. And, I'm confident that we are an organization that's been strong. Mickey's been a great owner. We've got great leadership, great coaching, great discipline. We've got great fans. I didn't come down here 19 years ago for a quick trip to South Beach and get a suntan. I can guarantee you that. And I don't think they did either. And so I think all of those guys, that have come here have gotten exactly what they wanted. They got the best competition, on the biggest stage. And we won 2 of them. This stuff is hard. And you got to stay together if you got the guts. And you don't find the first door and run out of it if you have an opportunity. This is 4 years now into this era, this team. 4 finals. It's only been done 3 other times before. And 2 championships. From day one to the end, it was like a Broadway show. It sort of ran out of steam. And we need to retool. We don't need to rebuild. We need to retool. And that's what we're going to do. I've been a leader and a decision maker. And that's my level of expertise. And I'll do everything I can to retool the team. But everybody, just get a grip. This has been a great run. And it ended up, like most losses ended up. I know what it is to win. We've watched it. The confetti drops. Everybody hugs each other, kisses each other. Men are in embraces. I love you. I love you. Hey, bro, this is how it's going to be. They punch each other. They say, I told you it was going to be like this. This is how it's going to be. And, we're best friends, off the court, even better friends off the court than we're players on the court. And it's true. That's what creates a forever bond. But what really cements a forever bond, is going through what we went through this year and staying the course. There's just looking around the room now and finding out who's going to stand up. And this is time that you go home and take care of yourself and look at yourself. And what are you going to do to come back and make the team better? Because we have a tremendous opportunity here for long-term success. But don't think we're not going to get beat again. So just get a grip, everybody. That's my message. It's my message to the players.
So that was Pat Riley after losing the finals to a better team. And he's basically kind of calling LeBron out, saying, like, are you going to stay here? Are you going to do the hard work and try to rebuild this team and make it good? Or are you just going to fucking run out?
Retool.
Yeah, retool.
He wasn't talking about rebuilding.
Well, yeah, I mean, he wanted to, I'm assuming they would rebuild probably their offense and their defense, things like that, change the structure, how they play. But LeBron wasn't, I mean, he got carried off the fucking court. That's not a leader. That's not a strong player. Michael Jordan, would have never let anyone carry him off the court.
You've said this
Would
before.
he?
No, he wouldn't. But the point is, okay, LeBron James fucked them over so hard because If he would have just told them, listen, I have intentions. He just said, like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's what he said right after the finals. And Pat Riley mentioned it in the full-length interview, but my point is that LeBron James didn't give him a heads up, so they weren't able to be aggressive in the actual free agent market. They could have got...
he held up like the entire NBA's free agent market.
I understand. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt that he did fuck up all of free agency. No one was making any moves until he moved because they all had this fantasy LeBron would come play with them. But the point is that like he hurt the Heat because we all know that they needed help at center, without a doubt. They could have got Gortat, who re-signed with the Wizards. Big deal. He's a backup center. He got a $55 million deal. He could have snagged him, I'm thinking, if they would have had the cap space knowledge. Instead, they waste $118 million on Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh got destroyed by Tim Duncan in the finals, and he's not a big-bodied center. So they could have the team needed really just a big man. But he took them out of the market by making his decisions so drawn out.
There's not that many good big men in the league is the thing. There's always been like this huge overabundance of great guards with like a very big lack of dominant centers. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal is one of like the last really great centers. I mean, Tim Duncan is the most valuable big man in the game right now, period.
And he was always regarded as a power forward for most of his career.
But he's just so good. He's great. He's a great defender. He's a great rebounder. He's not the best scorer, but it's because he doesn't take a lot of shots. He's good at distributing the ball and getting it into the place where it needs to be.
Did you hear that the Lakers picked up Carlos Boozer today?
No, I didn't hear about
Carlos Boozer coming to Lakerland. Huh, that's an addition.
Yeah.
Not what they were hoping for. They thought they were going to land Melo. Didn't happen. Anyway, moving on from sports to the World Cup here in Brazil. We all heard about it, right? The last match. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it. I'm not a big fan of soccer. No matter what happens. Football. I understand. It's like MMA. I'm not interested enough to learn what's going on, so it's not interesting to me.
Okay.
That's the problem. You know, like how you were talking about your friend Fabrizio was trying to explain to you, was trying to reason with you why you didn't like soccer, and all of his explanations were, you just don't understand what's going on. You have to understand this play and that play. Like, that's exactly what you sound like every time you talk about MMA.
Well,
it's like a sport you can't get into just, I'm going to sit down at a bar and I don't know what teams these are. I don't know any of these players. I've never watched soccer before. Let's watch.
With all due respect, there's a difference between kicking a ball around and survival, my friend. That's what I'm talking about most of the time. But
people getting bitten out there and shit, man. There's zombies on the fucking field.
Anyway, Brazil was crazy. I mean, they lost. First time in like 50 years in competitive match in Brazil in the World Cup. So everyone kind of anticipated some like riots or whatever.
There were riots.
What were they?
Yeah, right after they lost, there was like pictures on the internet of like, you know, like the big crazy mob just smashing things and burning buildings. Like, we lost. Let's destroy our own country. We will pay for our loss ourselves with our own blood. Like, I don't understand that.
Brazil's a crazy place, though.
Yeah. Did you see before when they were setting up the stadium for the World Cup and they had like these primitive, like tribes that had never really been exposed
seen other human beings?
Yeah, they hadn't really seen other human beings or known what was going on. They're coming in there to like set up this shit and, you know, cutting into their forest, and they're coming out with spears and bow and arrows pointing them at police officers and shit because they don't know any of this is going on. They don't understand. It's like, what a terrible place to have a World Cup. Seems like every very large sporting event for the world is held in the worst places possible.
Dude, the Olympics are coming to Brazil as well, I believe.
Why? The Olympics were just held in one of the worst cities in the world, Sochi.
Anyway, my point was that Brazil is dangerous, dude. Crazy dangerous. I heard of this thing called microwaving. They'll put a fucking body in a stack of tires around it, and then they'll just light the whole fucking thing on fire. And the body is unrecognizable. It's like this gangster shit. Like, I've never heard of that in America. I want to see that on a TV drama. Some Breaking Bad ass shit. You know what I don't know. But I also heard of they have anti-rape spikes in their vagina. Like, rape is so prevalent that they have spikes in their vagina to tear up guys' dicks when they try to rape a woman.
Yeah, there's just like gangs that go around raping people. It's like their thing. It's
It's a crazy fucking place. It's not America, man.
It's because they're not civilized yet. I mean, I'm not saying anything about their race. I'm saying they're not a first world country. They don't have education. If you don't have education at all, you tend to be pretty caveman-like. I want, take. Me like, don't like. Me smash. Like, you don't have any sort of concept of other people's feelings or a social responsibility or a society. Like, you don't have any of that. That's why...
It's crazy. Because in America, one more incident I'll talk about from Brazil. UFC champion, light heavyweight champion, former, Shogun Rua, highly regarded as one of the baddest men on the planet in America. I mean, you watch him fight and you're like, this guy will wreck anybody. Carjacked and left naked. Forced to hitchhike naked. I mean, in Brazil, it's his home country. You just wouldn't. That would never happen in America, right? I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, it could, right?
You get caught really quick. You steal a celebrity's car.
Yeah, it could. It could happen. But I'm just saying, like, in America, there's. I don't know. It seems like we have more morality.
Some of these countries don't even have fucking traffic laws. When I went to Haiti, there's no stop signs. There's no traffic lights. Figure it the fuck out. We pave these sections. Now you get from point A to point B. People get run over, fucking killed and shit.
Do they have any like middle lines?
No, there's no lines.
Just enough length for two cars to drive through?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they drive however they want. They drive on the wrong side of the road. They drive over curbs. They do whatever the fuck they want. That's
all right. Why don't you talk about one more of your fucked up stories before we get any further and talk about...
This is another non-U.S. story. A guy from Kent. I don't know where that is. If you're a listener in Europe, maybe you could enlighten us at some point. But anyway, he's a nurse. His name's Dale Bollinger. He's 57, and he was chatting with a 14-year-old girl online. Big surprise. Weird guy. And apparently he's into some really weird shit. When I say weird shit, I'm not talking about just pissing in people's mouths and pooping on their faces, which is very weird. This is like beheading people, eating them for sexual satisfaction. He was on a website called Dark Fetish Network, some sort of a dark net thing, I would imagine, chatting about it with her, and he was arranging to meet this 14-year-old girl to cut her head off with an axe and eat her, and she was agreeing to it. This isn't a police decoy. This is a real girl somewhere. Apparently the name they used for her was Ava. She never showed up for the meeting, but the police intercepted the communications and showed up instead at the train station they were supposed to meet at and kind of broke up his fantasy thing. But he has a history of violent behavior. He was arrested in 2010 for putting dry cleaning fluid on a rag and trying to hold it over his friend's mouth to like make her pass out. And he said he was going to take her, the Ava girl, to the police to show her, tell her how dangerous what she was doing was. Like every pedophile and sexual deviant in the world hasn't used that excuse, right?
I've seen it 100 times then, To Catch a Predator.
I was just coming to warn her about people who would do stuff like what I was talking about. Like, okay, yeah, sure.
I believe that.
I went to this drug dealer to warn him about how dangerous drugs are. I had no intention of purchasing them.
Exactly. That's an interesting story, and me and you actually got caught up in some To Catch a Predator with your roommate, right? We were planning on like doing some straight. We're gonna.
We didn't get caught in a To Catch a Predator scheme, but
no.
we were caught up watching it.
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna prepare for next week's show. We're gonna research some topics and kind of get on our game, and then all of a sudden, To Catch a Predator hit us in the face, and we just kept on watching it. So why don't you play one of my favorite clips from To Catch a Predator, and we'll discuss kind of creeps looking for some underage age action like you were talking about.
He tells Casey he brought her the presents he mentioned online.
So you brought pizza?
Yeah, the Supreme with pineapple.
Oh, yes, that's my favorite.
And he brought one more thing.
Did you bring the condoms or anything?
Yeah, I did, during my coat.
During your coat? Okay.
Yeah.
So I see you like younger girls?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Now it was time for this consultant to meet someone closer to his own age.
What kind of consulting is going on today?
Nothing.
Nothing, huh?
What's happening?
Just getting ready to go.
What were you doing here, though?
Nothing, I just came down to hang out, that's all.
Just to hang out?
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything. I'll leave right now.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
35. You want
Yeah.
to try again?
44.
44.
Yeah.
You talk about oral sex with the girl.
No, sir. We never.
No. It's right here.
It appears Who's Your Daddy NJ is not familiar with our To Catch a Predator broadcasts and thinks I'm with law enforcement.
Please don't arrest me. Please, I swear to God. Please.
I mean, these are your words.
I know. I'm so embarrassed. Please, I'm really a good guy. Please, I swear I will never do this again.
Well, what's a good guy doing here trying to have a sexual liaison with a 13-year-old girl?
I don't know, sir. Please.
I'd love to feel how warm I can make you all over.
All right, maybe I have a problem. Maybe I need to go see a psychiatrist to get counseling. I'm a very lonely guy. I don't have a girlfriend. I know it's wrong.
Well, Greg, what do you think ought to happen to you?
Please, if you let me go, I swear you can have the pizza, whatever I brought down.
Oh, you're going to give me the pizza?
No.
What a pal you are.
No, I swear, I'll go home, I'll get help.
I mean, you knew you could get in trouble for this, right?
I know.
You know it's illegal, right?
Yes, I know. I'm a very religious person.
You're a religious person.
I am. I'm a very good family person. I'm very close to my family. My mother's very sick.
Well, why aren't you hanging out with your mother as opposed to trying to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
I don't.
Explain to me how religious that is.
I know. There's something wrong.
Here's the part where I tell him I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC and give him a chance to respond.
I have nothing else to say.
Then obviously you're free to go.
Thank you.
Free to go, but not very far. Officers have moved into position and are ready to arrest him.
Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down! Face down! Face down! Face down! Face down! Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Face down, ass up. That's how a predator like to fuck. That's what I hear. I don't know. That's a disturbing show, but it's so fucking entertaining because it's like the dude has every time the guy has like such high expectations. He's going in there to like fuck, get his rocks off. He thinks this 14-year-old girl wants to, suck his dick, or that one guy was like talking about putting in her ass. Anyway, they get their fucking hopes crushed like super quick, and then you just see like, I don't know, it's like the full boogie panic, or I don't know. It's like when you murder someone and you realize what you did. That's kind of what happens to them. They just start throwing shit out there that doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. It's hilarious. What you watched the show with me the other day? It was fucking awesome.
It's a pretty good show. Chris Hansen, actually, I looked into it and I was right about what I had heard. He got fired. Or was forced to resign.
What? You're gonna badmouth Chris Hansen right now?
No, he's a good host. He didn't do anything that bad. He cheated on his wife. Big deal. All right, listen. Any of your listeners out there cheating on your wives? I'm not that mad at you. I don't respect religion, but you're fucking up your relationship. Anyway, he had an affair and had a bunch of pictures and all this shit, and it got released because
Dick
inevitably,
pics?
I think pictures of her. She was also famous.
Does he have
She's
a horse
involved
cock?
in news. I didn't see it. But, so Chris Hansen got fired over kind of like some sexual shit. I wonder if they sat him down in a room like, so, what are you doing, Chris?
Here?
I got some photos here from the company email. You want to talk about these?
Why don't you have a seat?
Why don't you have a seat?
What are you doing here?
Is this Punch? Like, half of the shit they say is just so crazy.
Listen, the only reason why I came here is because I was going to get gas and buy cigarettes and go fishing. He's like, sir, you're telling me you thought they sold gasoline here? No, sir. You're telling me that you thought they sold cigarettes here? No, sir. Then why'd you even stop here if you're just going to get gas and buy cigarettes and go fishing? I just wanted to check on her, see if she's doing okay. I mean, she's only 14, and I just want to tell her that what she was doing, like, she could get seriously, there could be worse people in the world like me than me.
Well, when they get caught, they go through, like, the stages of death. You start off in denial, and then you, like, bargain. They're always like, listen, you just, please, just take the pizza. Just watch me. I won't do this ever again. And then, like, there's, like, depression. They get all sad, and they start crying. There's anger sometimes, and then they all end up accepting it at the end eventually until they get outside and realize they're about to be arrested, too.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Because at first they think, this is the girl's dad. Most of them think like, oh, fuck, this is the girl's dad. It has to be. Appropriate age, he's middle age. Girl's about 14, you know what I mean? You can buy that, right? But this isn't a prepared dad. He's got like logs of their chats and shit. He starts riddling off what you said. It's like, oh, I don't know how old she was. Really? She said she was 12, right here. You know what I mean? Like, he just goes off. And then they start to think, oh, shit, this must be a fucking authority figure. If they haven't seen the show, The ones who've seen the show just bolt. And those ones aren't fun, except for they get tackled to the ground, sometimes tased. But yeah, he actually helped pass a law because he put so many child predators in jail. It's pretty cool. Even though he has that scandal that you just mentioned, which I was hoping you were going to wait until I said the good about him. Because he did do good.
He did, but I mean, he was just the face of the organization. Actually, Perverted Justice is the organization behind all of that, and they actually do the real legwork. They do a lot of work here in Michigan. They do work in Detroit, Grand Rapids. They've done some even up as far north, from what I've heard, a little bit south of Traverse City, kind of that area. And they do these things all the time with police, and none of it gets televised, but they're like the NSA steals all your data so they can protect you, and they never arrest anyone. These people arrest people every day who are just about to fuck any kid they could find. So, I mean, they're actually doing some good. I mean, I think anyone deserves credit for that show. It's not Dateline, it's Perverted Justice.
Chris Hansen made it the entertaining sensation, though. Like, just the way he approached those guys. I showed you his khakis were blown in the wind. He's sitting in a beach chair just grilling that dude, and that audio clip we played. It's awesome. He's just so at peace, and he's like, listen, you scumbag, you're going to have to answer to me. I'm fucking Chris Hansen.
I'd like to see Louis Theroux pick up on that show. Just start hosting it. That would be great, right?
Oh, man. That would be epic.
He's very good about confronting people.
Too bad NBC sucks a horsecock.
Yes, they do.
Speaking of horsecocks, do you feel the same way I do? I just, they ruin everything. Those people with the big dicks, I think that it's actually ruined the fabric of society.
You see, but it's a different problem than what you think it is, because it's on different sides of the spectrum. The people in the middle, the moderate-sized dick people, are the glue holding the nation together, right? The people with little dicks are the people who want everyone to die, and the people with big dicks are the people who think that they are God and that all shall bow before their giant cock.
You may be right. I think you have a lot of credibility to your little dick, medium-sized dick, and large-sized dick personalities. However, I feel like the large-sized dick people, you got to feel sorry for the average nerd, right? You know, you got like some computer software fucking idiot who makes $100,000 a year. He has this like conservative wife. She gets a job because she's bored at home with some fucking horsecock son of a bitch. And all of a sudden he whips that thing out. It's game over for that nerd. He's crushed. All because of a horsecock. Not a medium-sized cock. A medium-sized cock could not end that relationship. How could it? He's got to be a real smooth talker. He's got to fucking do some other shit. But just whipping that horsecock out, she's going to want to put it in her anyway. She's going to want to put it somewhere. And I almost think, do Jews have big cocks?
I don't think historically that's been... Well, I mean, you know, stereotypes are stereotypes, but I've never heard anything.
I think they're so big, that's why they're circumcised, right?
No, that's a religious thing. I could tell you that story, but that's a boring-ass, shitty story.
They're so big, they circumcise them, and that's why Hitler started the Holocaust. He's like, let's get rid of all these big dick son of a bitches.
You see, it's a little different, though. Jews aren't... It's not what's in their underwear.
What about black
it's what's in their pocket at the time, because... There's some historical merit to this, okay? Mr. Arkeson explained this to me once when we were in school. The reason Jews were so successful... He was a good guy. Anyway.
Fuck him.
The reason the Jews were so successful is because they were like the pillars of the community, and so they would always marry... They would have the choice of marrying the best and the brightest woman in town, so they would constantly be reinforcing their genes, making themselves more and more genetically well-off, and then making themselves... more wealthy by staying with... They would only marry wealthier people. So they kept the flow of money kind of going, and then overall the race, I mean, as like a decent percentage, ended up being better off financially than the rest of the region. And I think Hitler resented that more than anything, just because of... he wanted to run at everything. He wanted to be the most successful. He wanted to be the number one. He wanted to be the superior race.
Just like I thought. You'd come in with some great point in the middle of my horsecock rant, and I wouldn't get my point across. What about slavery? Those guys came over from Africa with fucking no underwear on. White people saw one look at their dicks and said, we need to fucking cage them up or they're going to come through and steal all our girls. I mean, they're going to fucking pillage our daughters. It's going to be over. I don't know. It's just a theory I have. Horsecock sons of a bitches.
Why did America enslave Asian people?
Bill Clinton, I think. I think Bill Clinton probably had a horsecock.
I was going to say, I don't think Bill Clinton enslaved Asian people because that was during the railroad building. But
You won't let me get my point across how deeply I feel about these horse
Slick
cocks.
Willie, it's not about the size of his dick. He could have a 3-inch dick and he would still fuck as many people as he did because he's smooth.
He doesn't have the uber confidence to just whip it out, though. Unless
he has
a
more
hog.
confidence than
He's
most
got a
people
hog.
in the world.
He's got an Arkansas hog.
I don't know.
Anyway, did I tell you I shaved my nipples the other day, dude? I feel 5 years younger.
That's weird.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. You look at yourself, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm 16.
You trying to go join a swim team?
I was thinking about it. But we should talk about that local news with the prosecutor. Murder for hire.
Yeah, that happened. If you think that you're actually getting a hold of an actual assassin and you're not meeting them in a bar somewhere full of people
come on,
who kill
give him some
people all the
backstory.
time, I don't have the
All right,
information on the prosecutor. Oh, it was the Grand Traverse County prosecutor, and he tried to hire a hitman to kill someone who had fucked him in his career or something. Was that what it was?
He tried to sue him. It was a former business partner for $300,000. He ended up filing for bankruptcy. And then he attempted to hire a hitman, allegedly, to take out this dude because he thought it would make everything go away, apparently. And he's highly respected. We saw some footage with him. It was all like canned interview. Like he had all these like things in his office. He was like pretending to read through documents. Highly respected. Everyone's heard his name around here. And for him to, he's probably fucked. Do you think he should seek legal counsel? Because I said, don't represent yourself in a case like this. He's a well-respected attorney and former prosecutor. I think he needs to get some experts in there.
I'm just saying, if anyone can defend themselves, it has to be a very experienced lawyer who is also a prosecutor, because you have to know all the prosecution's tricks. I mean, that's what it comes down to. They're always trying to get you.
But I'm saying you need a little bit. All right.
I'm just saying he's bankrupt. Who's he going to hire? Is he going to hire some like $500 a day type lawyer who isn't even going to who is it going to be of so low caliber that it's going to ruin the case for him?
My opinion is, with his reputation, he probably has friends that are willing to do this thing pro bono. If he loses, then they won't accept anything. If he does win, if he gets off, then he'll probably have to pay a fucking attorney fee. He'll probably have friends like that. It's going to have to be built in. I know. I've worked in a law office and I've been around prosecutors. I know the whole thing. It's behind the scenes. The prosecutor happens before the judge. Whatever the prosecutor says is ultimately what happens. The judge really has, quote unquote, the final say, but he only has what the prosecutor gives him. So I'm pretty sure he understands it, but in his best interest, he would want to have some sort of surrounding legal counsel to appear like he is, even if he is the head of that counsel, he needs to look like he's, represented by someone with other opinions.
As an attorney, would you go and defend him for free, knowing that if he loses, that might fuck up your reputation around town a little bit? That, oh, you're that asshole who was trying to help out that crooked prosecutor, tried to hire someone to fucking get off.
That's a good point, but
it's risky. It's a small town. I mean, I understand if you're in New York City, you can get away with that shit, but
you got to understand, cutthroat defense attorneys, they'll take on whatever. DUIs, marijuana possessions, they'll take on anything they think they might be able to win on technicality. They're fucking defense attorneys. You got to understand, a prosecutor or a police department has so long to work a case. They build the case, they submit what they have. Okay, now an attorney actually has additional time to shred the whole thing, and that's what I think he'll probably do if he does get off. He'll have additional time. They'll have to build their case up against him. He knows this, and then he'll have all the facts. And then him and his legal counsel, not him alone. That's what you keep proposing, that he's just going to do it on his own. And that'll be extra important. But I think that he'll want other people, other heads, to just kind of bounce it off of. And he'll eventually kind of try to discredit some of their facts, because they have to present it to him. And then he knows what they have. That's what it is. So if anyone has a chance of getting off, it's him. But I thought it was local. It was interesting. Here in the northern Michigan area.
Yeah, and another, more broad news story is that Israel's officially begun their war with Gaza by invading on the ground with troops. And in off-related news, I'll just mention, we won't talk about this one as much, but pro-Russian separatists apparently, supposedly, shot down a 777 from, what was it, Malaysian Airlines, the one that had the disappearing airliner do the magic trick. And so that's going to probably spark some shit with Russia, I would imagine. We'll wait and talk about that more next week. But the Israel thing is more pressing. It's the thing that I think is funny is that America gives so much aid to Israel. We give millions and millions of dollars of aid to them every year because Israel is like supported by the United States, like we're related, like we love them, like we can't let them anything bad happen to them. And it's because of this Jewish relation. I don't want to sound racist, but the Jewish people involved in this Israel
Those
thing,
horsecock sons of bitches.
They don't have big dicks. That's why they're so angry. These Israelites involved, these Jews that are involved in the Israel war, they're racist. They think that Jews are the master race, and they think that they have this God-given right to the territory of Israel, which technically should include Gaza if you look at the Bible. So they're saying this old book, who someone made up, says we should own this, so we're going to come in, we're going to slaughter people, and we're going to take it. And America is trying to make it seem like Gaza is actually this terrorist nation, and all these terrorists are just hiding behind these little kids who are getting killed. They haven't successfully killed hardly any of the Hamas troops. Just the other day, they drone bombed 4 little kids playing on a beach with no one around them.
Fuck them.
Well, both sides are fucking stupid racists. Like, just trying to get involved in the Middle East affairs is stupid because you're trying to take sides with a bunch of fucking racists. They might want to act like they're not racist, but they're all fucking racist because they all think their race is the only one that has any right to be in that land and that all the other races should be blown up or killed in jihad or sacrificed. These people are primitive fucking fools, and there are smart people over there, but we can't get involved in the overwhelming violent mass that constantly just battles between all these countries. Like, they have these... They're not even the official country's armies. They're just these fucking terrorist groups that are fighting each other constantly. And to try to step in, all you're going to do is give the whole area to the least of the worst, and then they're going to become the fucking new god of the slums and, the deserts. It's a waste of fucking time.
You seem so fired up, my friend. And maybe you should just relax and not really worry about those fucks and just worry about...
That's where all America's money's going. You wonder why we're so fucking bankrupt all the time.
Come on. Just worry about your pocket and your bankroll. We'll be fine. And why don't you give people a little clue? We'll calm down, take a breath. We'll go ahead and give people a clue about what we're doing next week. You want to do this thing? We're going to be on YouTube next week. So find us on YouTube. And
we'll post more links on our page.
We're going to be expanding B+, and we're going to be doing, video game?
Video game playthrough podcasting.
It's going to be dope. Check it out. Tyler's got an amazing game picked out. What's it called?
It's called Viscera Cleanup Detail.
It's awesome. We won't give you any more details because it's really awesome. Check it out with commentary.
And what's the song of the week this week? Isn't that yours?
Yep. I picked one of my favorite songs, Neil Young, playing the harmonica, playing the guitar, singing. This is live. It's 20 years, 30 years after he originally recorded it. So I like this version. So,
all right. Well, come back next week. Check out our YouTube channel. We'll post some links to that when we have it made in a couple of days here. And this has been B+ Podcast. Peace out.
B+, bitch.
We've been through some things together, with trunks of memories still to come. We found things to do in stormy weather. Long may you run. in the sun. Long may you run. Well, it was back in Blind River in 1963 when I last saw you alive. But we missed that shift on the long decline. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run. Although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun. Long may you run. Long may you run. Got you now, with those waves singing Carolina, rolling down that empty ocean road, getting to the surf on time. Long may you run, long may you run, although these changes have come, with your chrome heart shining in the sun. Long may you run. Long may you run. Long may you run.
B+ Podcast, you fucks.